love sending Kym pictures because she gets irritated. Whatever irritates Kym, I like to do.
Funny mamas.
So
Now that was I was
like I had
like a son.
Two funny mamas. What's with the grin?
Hey everybody, welcome to Two Funny Mamas. And now it's only half of the mamas today because I'm Sherri Shepherd, you know that. Kym Whitley, my cohort in crime, is in Cleveland, and you guys know about her dad and, you know, losing her uncle. So she's in Cleveland getting all of her dad's stuff out of the apartment because he's moving in with family. So she's doing all of that. And the last time Kym did our podcast, she was at a car wash. And I don't wish to repeat that. So I told her take the night off, which I don't know if she heard me because she had hung up. So she's not here today. But we have an amazing special guest. And Kym found out who the guest was, and she was pissed that she's not on the podcast. But we say hi to Chris, our producer from Midcoast Media, because Chris and I are going to do this together. But hey, I'm really excited, Chris, because I just have been so crazy busy, and I need the perfect co-host or guest, somebody that I vibe with, because, you know, then I get irritated. And the name that popped in my head was, well, first of all, it was Lunel. Do you know Lunel, Craig? It was Lunel. It was Lunel. I got to be honest and transparent.
I am no Lunel.
I was going to say, Sherri, comedy bookers across the world, you know, if Lunel's not available, they go directly to Craig Shoemaker.
Yeah, and they go to Craig Shoemaker. And before, you know, I feel like Craig Shoemaker, before you even say hi, Craig, like your name came up second in my head after Lunel, because Lunel had to go to a players ball, Snoop Dogg's birthday, and it was a whole pimp theme and all of this stuff. And I was like, but I understand it's the same time as the Two Funny Mamas, but you don't want to do the podcast. And she was like, bitch, didn't I tell you it was a players ball? I got a cane. She got a whole cane blinged out. So when she said no, I was like, but who is another best? And Craig Shoemaker popped into my head.
I'm also number one who would not be invited to the Players Ball.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
That's fair to say. Yeah. That's a fair assumption.
She had a whole list of people. Oh, they might be invited. Craig Shoemaker's no way he's being invited. People
when I did go through
right now, going, this is very far from Two Funny Mamas. I'm trying to figure out how I'm a mama.
Well, you're not quite. You're an honorary. I don't even want to make you an honorary mama. You're just one of those men that are just, you leave an indelible impression upon people. And you left this mark upon Kym and I. Now, I knew who you were. Kym Whitley came in the club. She just thought she was talking to a man. Like she's talking to Craig.
She thought I was a psychic radio host is what she thought. That's what she thought I was. That? Well, I told her I was a psychic, which I am. And I told her I used to host radio and how that's how one of my sons is adopted. And I said, that's how it happened with a psychic on a radio show. So she goes, psychic radio show. She thinks that's what I am, having no idea why I'm backstage with talking to her and who I am. So, and you, of course, did. But I thought maybe I'm a mama because I grew up with all females.
That could be it, but you're sensitive to mamas.
Yes. My dad left when I was born. Something I said, wah, he was gone. And so I grew up with just my mother, and my first shave was with an Epilady. I swear to God, that was this. Do you remember that razor, the Epilady?
I do.
I had to, you like put it on number 6, and it took the hair out by the root. By the root, the hair came. My first shave was 13. Next one was like 30. It was a clean shave with the Epilady.
It didn't come back from 13 until you were 30. Damn. Oh,
yeah. So
I
have a whole like feminine perspective. I was a feminist in grade school, which doesn't go over well in Philadelphia, being a feminist in grade school. I was in history class going, his story. What about her story? That's what I was thinking to myself. I was so upset that everything was about men.
Wow. So you're kind of an empath as far as where women are concerned.
Very
That's
much
really
so.
Cool.
Sherri?
Well, it's not cool. It's not cool when you're growing up and you're really tiny and you're in Philadelphia. I was a wedgie waiting to happen.
Did you get bullied, Craig?
Yeah, big time. Yeah. I know I'm big now, but I was 5'1" in high school and at like 92 pounds in high school. And the worst part is, I'll talk about that another time.
Did people step on the back of your shoes? That's what they did to me. Always.
Oh, you got picked on too?
Oh yeah, I was bullied all the time. That's why it's very interesting. I was going to ask you. I was bullied all through high school because, see, we moved to the suburbs of Chicago, which was 99.99% white. We moved to the suburbs in the middle of Roots. Alex Haley's Roots, right when Kunta Kinte was getting his foot cut off. Is your name Toby? My name Kunta Kinte. That's literally when we moved to the suburbs. And I was like, I couldn't quite articulate to my mom why we got to move here in the middle of the Roots. And that was every question that everybody had. Is your cousin's name Kunta Kinte? Like, it was.
Oh my God. That's not a good entree into the new school.
It was not. And I handled bullying, which is what I want to know with you. It had to be humor. Like, my sister's like militant, so she fought everybody in school. Even now at friggin' 52 with high diabetes and blood sugar, she will still she will fight you passing out from glucose.
I'll stab you with my EpiPen, bitch.
That's my sister. And but me, when I got picked on, I didn't like to fight. I was scared to fight. So I would use my humor to deflect. And it was self-deprecating. I didn't even know what that word was. And I would bring it on me so people would laugh and then they would forget about wanting to hit me or bully me. Did you have to handle bullying like that?
Yeah, we called it self-defecating. I'd shit on myself. That's what I had to do. I 100%. That's exactly how I had to live. And being a guy, you really get beaten. I was stuffed in lockers. I was put upside down in a trash can. I was taped up like a mummy with the tape that they got from the football. Oh yeah, I mean, I was just tortured. They had a Nicky beating at his thing. I guess it was named after Nicky and Carvini. It was a Nicky beating where they'd take a knuckle.
Oh, with the knuckles.
Yeah, with the knuckle. Yeah, but actually, I had a teacher, Miss McCoy. She even beat me up too. She used to take her knuckle, and she just put it to the side of my temple. And I was so stubborn. I took glasses from my great grandmother. I found she was dead, but I found it, and I wore them because I thought I looked good, like Benjamin Franklin or something. I thought I looked smarter in second grade, and I put them on. And she says, "Are those your glasses?" I said, "Yes, they're subscription." And I said, "There's subscription." She goes, "Pam, are they your glasses?" I had a welt, and I kept saying, "Yes, they are." And she sent me to the nurse's office. And the nurse said, I said, "Yes." She calls my mother. And I called my mother. I told my mother, "These are my glasses." That's how far I took it. And but to get out of it, I would just even the report cards would say, they wanted not to like me, but I was just funny and just made them laugh. And they would just Mrs. Seidel just approached me a couple years ago from 7th grade. "Are you Craig Shoemaker?" And I thought, "Yes, I am." She goes, "I'm Mrs. Seidel." I go, "I'm so sorry." She goes, "No, you were adorable." I said, "I'm the one who stole your grade book. It's in the leaves It's in the leaves outside of your room 206. That's where your grade. I had bad grades, so I stole them. Everybody got A's that year, thanks to me.
Oh my gosh, Craig! Isn't it something how most comics on our report card is class clown, or we talk too much?
Oh yeah. I'm sure you had that one too.
Oh, I used to see you hid grade books. I was terrified of my report card coming home because your parents used to have to sign it, and I was terrified because I knew I was going to get a whooping. Like, I was going to get my butt tore up, and because now the class clown, we get paid for it, but when you're young, that's not what your parents want to hear, that you the class clown or you won't stop talking. It was awful. But I have to tell you
Yeah.
No, what? Tell me.
Plus, my mom is a single mom. She used to have to take off of work to meet with the school. And that was cause for a whooping because she's taken all that time off of work. And then I would lie to her and say, oh, I used to say, the teacher picks on me because I don't have a dad. And that would get her all riled up. My son says that you pick on him because I don't have a husband. And the teacher said 27 thumbtacks on my chair. I'm not picking on him. That's a true story, by the way. He got up, Mr. Hoffman. I put 27 thumbtacks on his chair. He sits down. He explodes out of the chair, and you hear them dripping. You hear them dripping down. He looked like a bulletin board. His ass looked like a bulletin board. And he goes, who did this? And nobody said. And he goes, everybody has detentions until you tell me. And every single finger went, Shoemaker. So he picked them all. 27 detentions. That's how I know it was 27 thumbtacks. 27 times I had to go in that classroom after school. But
now, see, yeah, keep going. Keep going. I'm loving this.
Real quick, Sherri, if you could turn your speakers down, there's an echo.
I swear to gosh, Chris, I don't know how to, I don't know. Oh, there we go. I just turned it down. Is that better?
Check.
No. It is.
You want me to say, huh?
There's still an echo, but Craig, go ahead. Maybe
I can turn it down more. You want me to turn it down more?
If you could, yeah, thanks.
I turn it down way more. You want me to turn it down so much that I won't be able to hear Craig and you can finish this interview, don't you?
Yep, Craig. So like I was saying, your time at no, I think you should be good. Sherri.
I want to ask you a question, Sherri.
No, but wait, I got to finish this because this is
okay,
fascinating to me, Craig, about being in school and causing trouble. Because I was in 4th grade and we were running up the stairs and the teacher said below, stop that running up them stairs. And I said, shut up, Miss Crockett. And I kept running. I don't know how she knew it was me, but I was in class making people laugh. And she walked in there and she said, Sherri Shepherd, I called your father. He's come like on his way. And do you know I peed on myself? Like I was like, oh my gosh, that was the one thing you knew. Don't let them call your parents and they got to leave work. I was and I begged her. I got on my knees and I said, Miss Crockett, please don't tell my daddy. She said, he's on his way. You don't tell a teacher to shut up. I said, I'm sorry. And when my father walked in that room, I peed on myself again. And he walked in and I remember going, I'm so sorry, Miss Crockett. and then I got a whooping right in front of the classroom. Oh my gosh. But why did I the next month throw powder on like her shoe? I don't know why. I thought she wouldn't know it was me. Like I ran past her and threw powder on her shoe. And then I got in trouble. Like, why do we continue to do that stuff, Craig? When we were younger?
Because there's no other options. You can't all of a sudden join the smart people. It's not like you can go, hey, I'm ready now. You know, I'm ready to get straight A's along with you guys. No, you can't join a club that easily. So we're in the clown club. We were the presidents of the clown club, and it's always nice to be on top of something. You know, I mean, I think it was a way that we could build self-confidence by telling jokes and being the best at that, because it's probably the best we could be at anything.
I'm telling you, but this is such a trip. I have to tell you this. I had to do this plan. It's called an IEP for my son, an individualized educational plan to get funding for a school that I want him to be in, because Jeffrey has developmental delays. And so what they told me was, they said, Jeffrey, his father is a stand-up comic, his mother is a stand-up comic. Do you know what's in his DNA for him to do? Anything with comedy, yet he wants nothing to do with comedy. Nothing.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
He's amazing at the groundlings, but he wanted to drop out. He doesn't want to do stand-up. I take him to the Comedy Store to see me do. So I'm just saying this to say, he doesn't even want to come in the Comedy Store. I introduced him to Bobby Lee, and he just looked at Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee thought my son was mad at him. He's like, not impressed.
Hilarious.
I introduced him to Dave Chappelle. He's like, hey, and walked to the car. Not impressed. So I say this to say, it's such a trip because I found out in this IEP with the teachers, and they said that when things get too difficult for Jeffrey in school, math or English, he will always go to humor and make people laugh. Like that's his go-to. When it gets too tough or it's something he can't do, he will make a joke that cracks them up, and then they got to redirect him. And I thought to myself, maybe there was something with all of us. Like when stuff got too tough, we deflect it with humor. What do you think about that? No question.
It's a coping mechanism. I mean, I use it to this day. I was, as a matter of fact, not to get too personal, but my wife cut me off about a year ago, because she's going through menopause, which I think means put men on pause. And I was put on pause. I was like, press the play at some point, rewind, anything but the pause. But that's what happened. So we both got these incisions with these pellets. Have you heard about these pellets?
Yes, like for your testosterone?
Yes. So suddenly it kicks in for me and it kicks in for her when I'm on the road. She says, can I curse on here?
Yes.
Can I curse on this? She says, on the road, she calls me, and I guess it kicked in. It's like time released, and she goes, lose 20 pounds and I'll fuck you right now. I'm like, okay. I'm doing push-ups and sit-ups and aerobics on the plane. I'm doing I'm trying to lose weight on the plane because I know I'm going to get laid when I finally land in Los Angeles. So I get there and I lost maybe 1 pound. I said, I'm so sorry. So then so she crawls in bed with me and I said, just focus right here. I'm not too bad right here. Don't look down. I got the dad bod with the belly. I look like a capital Q when I'm naked. I get that belly. So I said, just focus. And she kept laughing and laughing. And we had the best sex, so much so that I need a rape whistle. It's like morning, noon, night. It went from nothing to every minute. So, but now it's back to the other. You know what? I did make her a little jealous. I hang out with Caroline Ray a lot, your friend. And
yes.
I told my wife, I said, listen, you have nothing to worry about anymore. I found my laugh mistress. Caroline laughs at me so hard, and I laugh at her. And I said, you don't have to worry about getting my jokes ever again. And I think it turned her on, and she screwed me again that night. I found my laugh mistress.
When we know another woman wants a man.
Are you that
Say
way,
again?
by the way? Are you that way? Do you like men who laugh at you?
I like men who make me laugh.
Opposite. I'm asking if you get turned on when he laughs at you. I've never asked a woman that. I'm really curious about that.
No, that doesn't. I do like making men laugh, but it doesn't do anything to turn me on. I'm a very visual person. So like for me, you have to be fit. You have to
keep it up here, baby. Right here. Right here.
See, now that would turn me on. If a man can make me laugh during conversation and it's not forced. I don't like men because sometimes I run into men when I go on blind dates or any date and they feel like they gotta be funny. That is the worst turnoff for me when you try too hard. But if you're naturally funny and I find myself laughing, I get turned on.
Yeah.
Which
but
is
you
don't get
turned on. You don't get turned on if he's laughing at you, though. That's interesting. So that's not
I like it. I like it if I can make a man laugh just naturally. If he says, because usually men, if they laugh at me, they go, "You're so adorable," and I like that. But it doesn't make me go, "Oh my gosh, I'm so hot," because I don't need that validation. I know I'm funny.
What about the opposite? What if the guy? That's a sign of a lack of intelligence if he's not laughing at certain things, though, right? Like if he doesn't get some of the humor, like I think that would be a turn off to kind of walk down that same path. Does that make sense, Sherri?
Yes, but I've never been with the man who didn't. I mean, I think I'm drawn to laughter. So I've never been with the man where I looked at him and went, "You don't get that?" That's never happened to me.
Really?
I don't even know what I would do if he was so serious that he just didn't get what I'm saying and didn't get the humor. That would turn me off. So is that a sign of not intelligence?
I think it'd be somebody that you wouldn't want to spend a whole lot of time with if they weren't.
I wouldn't.
If they weren't tapping into the humor that you were throwing out there. Yeah.
That's important. How important is that to you, Craig? When you your wife, you like being married. This is your third marriage, right?
Whoa!
Like
what's this count? What are you Wikipediaing my marriages? I like what people did. I had one that didn't count. All right, I have one where I have 2 children. I have an ex-wife. By the way, all my shows this year, if you come see me, are benefit shows, and all proceeds go to my ex-wife. I just want to let you know that your cover charge goes to Botox and Pilates class. So.
And you can keep up with Craig's dates on his Instagram at official Craig Shoemaker.
Right.
We've got that down below there.
Shoemaker,
excuse me.
Oh my God, people do the mocker thing. You make shoes, you don't mock shoes unless they're Crocs. Those you can mock.
Why do you think people say Shoemaker?
It drives me nuts. It's as simple as it says shoemaker, and yet half the people put an umlaut like I'm off the boat from Bavaria. It's a shoemaker.
You know what it is? It's almost like, Craig, when you go to McDonald's and you go, can I have a soda with no ice? And they give you ice anyway. You see more Schumachers. Like there's a director, I think he's dead. Joel Schumacher.
Joel Schumacher, yes. And there's
I don't think
Michael
anybody
Schumacher.
has ever said Joel Shoemaker. I don't think.
And the race car drivers, Michael Schumacher. So there are Schumachers, but we're just little cobblers. We're just little shoemakers here.
Yeah, Shoemaker is not. It's not a common name. So I think
guess not.
They don't mean to say Schumacher, but it's up to you to change the world.
Okay.
That's probably on you. You gotta. Because I said Craig Shoemaker. I just know you just being the Lovemaster.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah. Love, master, master, love, baby. Oh, I'll have you begging like PBS on a pledge drive, baby. Oh yeah. I'm so big, I make flesh-eating bacteria gag. Yeah, baby.
Where did you come up?
You asked for it. You know where it came from? What we were just talking about. I was a geek in high school, and all the girls would use the F word. Friend. I was always the friend. And you know how you all pee together? All the girls pee together, the posse pee? They took me with them. That's what a geek I was. They go, we're going to go to the bathroom. Come on, Craig. And then they would talk about all the guys, all the bad guys. And I had a really high voice. I go, I'll fix you up. Oh, sure, I know him. I can fix you up. I'll you know, he'll like you. In the meantime, I'm thinking, give the geek a chance.
Lovemaster, baby. Yeah, I'll have you. You'll have more shakes than a month of Slim Fast, baby.
Sherri, but it did get him to a very high place with women. He made it to The View. You familiar with that show, Sherri?
Yeah, that's the show. I kind of watch it every now and then.
Here and there. You're a little part of it.
I've been on about 5 times, and one time you were one of the hosts.
I was on there when you came on?
Yes, you were one of the hosts one year, but I was the first comedian on The View, by the way.
Was I nice to you?
Yes, you were very sweet, and I didn't know you were a comic, which I know you hate that. So,
you see this picture, Sherri? Look at that.
Look at Craig. Oh my gosh.
They created the Comedy Corner with, Bill Geddes, who was the producer at the time. And I actually dated the first host, one of the Debbie Matenopoulos.
You and Debbie Matenopoulos dated?
A little bit, yeah. She was awesome.
This is what I love about you.
I took her to a Boston Red Sox game. I'll never forget this. And we're sitting there, and she's beautiful blonde, and I'm sitting there, and I was performing at Faneuil Hall, and so we're sitting. My friend got us tickets. He played for the Red Sox at the time, and it's crazy out in the center field. They're at bachelor and bachelorette parties. The woo people,
yeah.
Woo, woo, all the vein neck woo people. Woo, I'm fucked up. So anyway, it starts raining, and I'm a total wuss. I went and got a big piece of cardboard to put over us. So then the rain starts soaking into the drunks, and it gets really quiet. And all of a sudden, with that Boston accent, out of the silence, I hear, "Hey, where'd you get the fucking cardboard?" and she goes, "They're talking to you." I know they're talking to me. Don't look. I'm not giving away this cardboard. Hey, you with the hot blonde, where'd you get the fucking cardboard? Give me a piece of your cardboard. I had to like tear it. I had like one tiny little piece left. But yes, they are classic fans. Just like Philadelphia, where I'm from. But there's nothing like the fans in both of those towns. But yeah, I dated Debbie for a little bit, and I was on the first comedian on The View.
On Joy's Comedy Corner.
Apparently, Kym Whitley was not watching any of my 5 episodes.
It blows my mind. Kym Whitley has no idea who any of the comics are. She will be.
Really?
We were at the Comedy Store, and she came just to support me because I was doing. I think I did the Laugh Factory. I'd done the Improv, and the Comedy Store was the last stop. And I was on stage, and she surprised me to watch me. And when we got off, I said, let's just hang out because she likes to go home. And I said, let's hang out. We need to hang out with these comics. Keeps you young. And so we took a picture with like a bunch of women that performed there. And we were like the bad bitches at the store and the bad ladies. And Kym was like, who are these people? I have no idea. And I'm like, Kym, this is freaking, are you kidding me? This is like every big name standing against this wall.
Who's this dark-haired bitch? That's called Sarah Silverman, Kym.
Thank you. Kym knows nobody. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to remember.
Hands her purse to Whitney Cummings. Here, hold this, ma'am.
Oh gosh. Kym does not. I told Kym, I said, Whitney Cummings is hosting the Wendy Williams show next week. She said, who is that? I said, it's okay, girl. Don't worry about it.
Whitney Cummings used to tour with me, opening up and selling my merchandise. Can you believe that? When she first started.
Now she's freaking co-creator of Two Broke Girls.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Making Whitney Cummings went through a heartbreak and was at the Improv. And she saw me on stage talking about how my husband cheated on me. And she comes, and I remember I held her in my arms. And she said, I told her, don't even worry about it, honey. You will get over this. And she tells me that to this day. And I'm like, and why you never called me to audition for Two Broke Girls? I'm sorry. Hello?
Didn't Kym?
Hey, yeah.
Kym had a spot on there.
Oh, that's great. Kym has, but neither one of us has. I let her tour with me when she had no material. And I'm not even an extra on Two Broke Girls. After all my marriages that Sherri says I'm one broke guy. I should start that sitcom.
Let me tell you something about getting married a lot. This is like financially, it's not a good idea.
No, not yeah.
I know.
Listen, and plus she took me to court until this is 15 years ago. We got divorced, and we're still in court only a few months ago. So I've seen this judge in a robe so many times. I want to bring a loofah and like give him a scrub down. It's how many times I've seen this robe. It's unbelievable. She just won't stop. And so all my kids, all their money's gone now. I can't pay for DeVry Institute at this point. I wanted to put them through Harvard. I call University of Phoenix online.
Or the University of Laverne. That's, man. Oh my gosh. We were just talking about somebody got served, Dr. Dre got served papers by his wife at his mother's. He was burying his mother at the cemetery, and he got really mad, and he wouldn't accept service. And I was trying to explain to everybody, when you get served, they got to do it because you're dodging the subpoena people, so they follow you and tail you, and these process servers will try to get you anywhere. Have you ever been served by one of your wives somewhere crazy?
Stop with one of your wives.
It's hilarious.
So stop with one of your wives. Okay. Are you guys served going on stage?
It was
only one. It was only one ex-wife. Okay. The other one is not really. That was just like a thing. We're friends. I have exes.
Yeah, that was the one that doesn't count.
Yeah. There's the one that counts is one with the two children.
Okay.
And yes, I've been served in many situations, and she's made. Oh my God, you know what part of it is? I'm a rescue guy. I'm just going to admit this. I marry a pattern, not a person. So I try to rescue her You know, my theory is if you go on a first date with someone, you should bring your best friends with you to stop you from the harmful patterns, right? Your friends sit here in a restaurant, you sit here on your first date. Your friends have a remote and you have a shock collar. Wouldn't that be great? I should have known my first date, my ex-wife, she'd start right with the rescue. My ex-boyfriend, he cheated on me. He left me with nothing but a futon and a salad bowl. I'm sitting there eating it up going, really? I have a nice big bed. Maybe you could move into my... Third date, she moved into my house. Took over my bachelor house. She decorated with feng shui. You know this thing, feng shui? Do you decorate feng shui?
Feng shui.
An ancient Chinese word, which apparently means your husband's crap in the garage. Because that's all my stuff. My beautiful bachelor house, Barca lounger, everything went out to the garage. She took over and here we are all these years later. Still after
Black people would call you Captain Save-A-Ho. That's what you are. You're Captain Save-A-Ho.
It's
no
terrible.
matter what she says. If she says, oh my gosh, he put me out with the 3 kids and we living underneath the stairs, you'd be like, I got stairs to my house. Come in.
Because you don't even know. Every time I can't go to strip clubs. As soon as I see they have a cesarean scar, she's got one at home. I'm gonna have to take care of her.
Like, you want to help women escape. Like, you would be at the strip club going, come with me. I'll have the car running in the alley. Just come with me. And that's I've
been this way my whole life. My mom, I try to fix her up with guys all the time. I thought that will save her and make her happy. And I would write letters, I swear to God this is true, to famous people. Paul Lynde was my favorite. You know, at Center Square, Uncle Arthur on Bewitched. I wrote him, I said, you should meet my mother. You'll unconfirm as a bachelor. I didn't know why he was a bachelor. I thought he was happy. Hello. I actually imagined my goal in life was to be the first father and son team on the Hollywood Squares. Like, he would adopt me. They would go, I'd like Craig and Paul Lynde for the win, please. And he'd go, take it, son. It's a sports question. I literally thought I was going to teach him how to play ball in the backyard. Paul Lynde with the ascot.
It's so funny when you find out about people. I didn't know Paul Lynde was gay probably until like I was 35. And I went, oh. I didn't know.
My mom too. My mom actually, she held out for him. She held out for Liberace. She just thought he was flamboyant. There's a certain generation, apparently you're part of it, that can't compute that it's actually gay. My mom would say it's a spinster if it was a woman, you know, or they're in denial that they actually can't be gay.
I just didn't know what gay was up until when I was little. I just didn't know, you know, I love Paul Lynde. I just liked his laugh. You know, I love that laugh. And he was I didn't know what flamboyant meant. He just was so much fun to watch on Hollywood Squares. He was so funny.
Oh, and he was the greatest.
He was the greatest.
Whoopi got me on Hollywood Squares. I was on like 75 of them. And she was always the center square. She'd let me visit on the commercial break. I'd sit on her lap on the commercial break. And she'd go, okay, Craig, it's your question.
I love hearing that.
I'm not a big celebrity. Nobody can pronounce my name. So I was always Craig Shoemaker to block. That's the only way they would go to me. I was to block.
Oh, that's what they would say, Craig Shoemaker to block.
One time I'm the only way to go. I'm looking at the monitor. She goes, I'll take Antonio Banderas to lose. Anything but pronounce Schumacher.
You are so daggum. Well, wait a minute, but I didn't get it. Do you have a funny place that you were served papers? Anything out of the ordinary?
Well, here I am coaching Little League, trying to be the dad that I didn't have. And I'm going, who's this? Is this a mother that it was a process server, came into the dugout and served me papers
in front of the kids.
Damn.
Yeah. But she kept on going. She had a ton of allegations. It was just awful. And I find that this happens sometimes, especially men. I mean, we have bad reputations, well-deserved, bad guys for a long time. I'm not one of them, but so people, have to prove your innocence. So I proved my innocence for 15 years after the divorce. It's awful. It's that I haven't found comedy for yet. I'm still trying to get to the other side of that.
Is there something when you get on stage, because when you go through stuff like that, and I think we hit on this a little bit, of trying to find that funny nugget when you're really going through something. Adele, I don't know if you've heard Adele's new album,
no,
30.
I love Adele.
The more pain Adele is in, the better her songs are. So amazing, but they're so sad. It's like that with us. We get on stage and we talk about these sad things, but how do you find that nugget of funny within the craziness?
Well, you just said it though. I mean, she's singing the songs, and you could be sad. So you're not going to go see a comedian going, "Oh, Craig, he made me so sad." It's my favorite comic. I mean, when he gets up there and talks about he was kidnapped. Oh my God, it's the best hunk I've ever heard. They're not walking away. They want to laugh, and they're really uncomfortable when you get too heavy. I really was kidnapped, and when I was a kid, and I can't talk about it on stage. My dad is a cult leader. I can't talk about that. They don't believe me. I mean, I've got heavy duty stuff, and I feel like it's better for a one-person show or a book than talk about it on stage, because people are so uncomfortable with certain topics. And also my ex-wife, the allegations, I can't talk about that on stage either. It's just, it freaks people out. You can go too far with truth. Unless you're Dave Chappelle, you can say anything you want.
Then you can say anything you want. But do you think it takes a certain type of, that you have to just be a certain type of fearless to get past the silence of people being freaked out?
I do know that when I did the one-person show, that I did talk about the heavy stuff. I talked about this serial pedophile, and you could have heard it.
That's a little hard to make funny, just to let you know.
But then the next note though was an explosive laugh because of all the tension that was built up from that, and they're silent. One time, my friend only knew me as a comedian, as an actor. My friend Skeeter, I don't know if you know Skeeter, but he let out. I was during the time I was kidnapped and talking about this ghetto hotel that I was in, and all of a sudden he goes, "Ah!" The whole place looks at him. I felt so bad. He said he thought it was a joke. Oh my God, I felt so bad for him. I had to stay in character though. But I told him afterwards. I go, "Skeeter, this wasn't a comedy show. I tried to tell you it's a one-person show, Skeeter. It was." Yeah.
It's so funny trying to talk. That is so funny that he did that. It's really funny where you got to go to be okay being in the area of silence and shock. I was at the Laugh Factory 2 weeks ago watching Dane Cook, and he talked about, he said, "I love this audience, but like out of this audience, there's 20% of people somewhere that are going to murder somebody right now. They're going to murder somebody." And he went into this whole thing about how you get away with murder and like killing people. And at first people were like uncomfortable laughing. And then they were like, "Okay, I can't even believe you're talking about this." And like, this is completely disgusting. And he talked about death and murder and shooting somebody with the gun, so much so that I think people got desensitized. And then he hit them with the boom of how you murder somebody. And and he watches, and all he likes is watching murder shows. And this is how you murder somebody. And I was the only one laughing because it was so morbid. But it was almost like he pushed past people being uncomfortable, and it literally was it was a long time. I would have bailed. Just would have bailed.
I'm with you on that one. He's got guts. It's so funny you should say Dane Cook, because I reached out to him based on an Instagram post that he had, and sure enough, he got right back to me, because we do share pain. That is the one thing maybe not Jerry Seinfeld. I don't think he had any pain his whole life. But anyway, I think he had no pain. I don't even think he's hurt a toenail. I mean, and if he did, there's no hugging. So it's just certain we identify. Look, Robin Williams was such an empath. I don't know if you knew him personally.
Yeah, no, I didn't know, but I agree.
Oh my God! And so he's backstage to give you an idea of what this is like with comedians, how we know one another. And my film the Lovemaster, we had a movie and it won the Independent Film Festival, 15,000 people at the convention center. I said, my mom will finally love me because she loves celebrities, she loves movies. And I said, Robin, will you talk to my mother in Philadelphia? He goes, oh, the Lovemaster's mother. Oh, yes, I will. Oh, said, put her on the phone. I will talk to her. So I said, great. So this is a true story. I call her up. I go, Mom, guess what? I'm standing here with Robin Williams who's going to talk to you. And my film just won the Independent Film Festival. Can you believe it? And there's this silence. She goes, very nice, Craig. You know not to call me during Jeopardy. I got to go. As she's hanging up, I hear, who is Anwar Sadat? She gets one more question, and it gets my stepfather. And this is what I will never forget his face. I turn, I'm standing there. Robin, she hung up on me, and he just says these words. I'll never forget. He looks at me tender. He goes, I understand. I'll never forget him saying, I understand. And it was it was better than him telling me I told a good joke because he got me. You know, I mean, he gets why we do this. Yeah. And that's my biggest memory of Robin Williams was those two words. And it was also my big memory with my mom. I mean, she's still alive. I was with her last week. She's the reason I'm funny. She's a riot, but she's quirky and she just tells the truth too. Like the truth is don't interrupt her Jeopardy. And that's what comedy is truth. So when Dane Cook is going off on that, the truth is I love those crime things. And we've thought of how we would get away with it. But look at that idiot. He left footprints. I would have towels under my feet, so I wouldn't have footprints. I'd have all of this thought out because that's the way we think. Listen, a joke is a murder. It's a murder. It's a whole crime. It's a whole crime caper that we have on paper. See, I got my little notes. And you just write it out.
My notes are right there behind me.
Just like a caper. Oh, I want to see. Do yours look like mine? I still write. I actually write my material like this on like old paper from college.
Bring it over some more.
So, do you write? You handwrite, right?
I handwrite. I wish I was not as lazy because I start writing stream of conscious and then I just get lazy and my brain, I must have ADD. I can't trying to do an hour of writing or even 20 minutes. I get tired, but I need to start because I have so many ideas in my head that I know are funny. I just have to work them on stage. So I have to do that. I know, like watching Dane, and like you were saying and talking about painful things, I have a very hard time talking about my son having special needs. I still haven't found a way to do that because I still feel like, oh my gosh, I don't want to offend people because they may not get it. But I remember I had to take out a $500,000 life insurance policy on my life for my second husband. He petitioned the judge and I was so upset because I kept thinking, what more does this man want from me? Like I've given everything. I got nothing else. Now he's got money on my life. And I'm going, how can I talk about that without sounding so bitter on stage? And I remember I got on stage at the Comedy Store and I said, I got to give him $500,000. He's going to kill me. And everybody kind of tittered. And I said, no, he's going to kill me. And I said to the audience, and I said, I've been trying to make you laugh for the last 20 years. And I've done all of this stuff. If I disappear, you owe it to me to find me. Like, don't let me be in a man's basement tied up for 10 years with no wig on, chained to the wall. And y'all like, Sherri Shepherd, oh my God, where is she? I'm chained to the wall. Like, and I just started spewing this stuff. And I looked up and the entire audience was like, and then I said, and if I disappear, I want you to look for him. And I said his full name. I said he lives on 79th and Western in a brownstone, and he drives a white Ford Explorer, and the license plates say it's still Sherri. And the audience was like, oh my gosh. But do you know that kills now? I kept doing it.
By the way, did you make any correlation that that was OJ's car too, the white Bronco?
No, I didn't.
No way. It's the first thing.
Immediately thought that.
I thought the punchline and his name is OJ. That's like, that's crazy. A white Bronco.
I don't know.
That was the whole chase. Remember?
I know that was a whole chase, but I didn't even think about that. All I could think about was, I just kept thinking, I want to bail. I got to bail. I can't take it when they don't laugh, but you have to go through. Would you mind if I gave you a little, I coach and mentor. Would you mind if I do that right now? Just a tiny bit from the OG? Are you going to hypnotize me?
No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm just going to give you do you mind if I give you like a little something that I've learned through the years? This is no joke.
Yes, I would love that.
Okay. One of them is, when you have these kinds of pains, you have to be fully on the other side of it before you can express it, because they know instinctually that you're still in it. So all of my stuff about divorce now is I can deliver it much better than I could before. And actually somebody, Lisa Sunstedt one time said, stop saying her name. I used to say her name, which also I agreed with her, and I stopped doing that. So being on the other side of it is very good, because people aren't feeling the pain and they're not in it with you. They get that you're fine with this now. And you can make joke about it. That's the one thing. And the other one is, when I'm writing, I write stream of conscious just like you do, but I take myself out of this needs to go into comedy. It could be drama. I just write and don't think that this needs to be on a stage and needs a punchline. Those come afterwards, after the writing, you're spewing it out first. You're in connection with your creator, and you're quiet, you're in that space, and it's coming out, and it can come, you don't think of where it's going to end up. It could end up in a book, a one-person show, a comedy show, you don't know, or all of the above. You just don't know. So staying out of the results is very important in writing. There's my little OG tip.
Well, thank you for that. I'm going to definitely try that. Maybe I'll do that in the mornings. I meditate in the mornings.
Me too. Yeah.
Then I pray.
I do guided laughitation.
What's a guided laughitation?
It's something I teach. I have an organization called Laugh Heals. My best friend got brain cancer, and they gave him 3 months to live. And I started these programs in a cancer facility, and he showed up for all of them. By the way, he lived 15 years past the 3 months he was supposed to die, and a lot of it has to do with that laughter is the greatest medicine there is. It's so wonderful for you. Think about what it does. So I do these things called guided laughitation. I did one recently. I'm not a good golfer. Like, I get celebrity golf. I got a trophy for closest to the car. I just suck at golf. But somehow I made it to the end. For months, I was in this golf tournament. And on the way, I did a laughitation where, first of all, you could do it right now. You just laugh, right? See? It's contagious. You just laugh. And then you say out loud what your obstacles and fears are. Like, I was like, I was humiliated when I was younger and I golfed. I played with the rich kids and I showed up with baseball spikes. and they wouldn't let me on the green. So I said, all these things I've been ashamed of all these years being around rich kids, and I was poor. So I said them all out loud. And then you realize when you're finished with the laughitation how meaningless things are. I put all this meaning on these rich kids are probably dead, prison. They could be anywhere right now. It doesn't matter. You think they're judging me to this day that I wore baseball spikes and used my grandfather's clubs, that were falling apart? No, it doesn't matter. And you know what? I won the whole golf tournament at our country club. Because
are you serious?
Because I let go with this guided laughitation. It's just it's such a way to engage your circulatory system, your heart, your lungs, and your mind especially. You can't be depressed while you're laughing. So I teach this in my Laughter Heals courses as well. And my Enlightened Up, we do these guided laughitation. They're so much fun. I want to have you be a guest one day on one of our courses.
I would love to. That's so much fun, because I know I will sit. I always tell people I can make you laugh just by laughing. I can laugh so much and so long that I start laughing like authentically, and then the person starts laughing with me.
And by the way, your body doesn't know that there's no joke. Your body only knows what's happening. It knows that these things are happening with your body. You're tingly and your brain, and all the synapses are firing. That's all your body knows. It doesn't go, wait a minute, that was a false joke. No, you just laugh for the hell of it. And it's so contagious. And everybody ends up laughing in these rooms when I do it. And I do it on Zoom calls too. It's really fun.
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Because I was on your website and you have mentoring classes and coaching classes. Yeah. And there was one, wait a minute, because I wrote it down because it was so interesting. I didn't get to how much it costs. I was like, I wonder how much the classes cost. Enlighten Up. And it was called Enlighten Up. And you were talking about solving life's problems with laughter. Yes. Is that one of the things that you do?
Yes. That's one of the things I do. The classes, I take the class and I take them through this, and I have them say out loud. Like there's actually a video that's out there. And it could be the silliest thing. Like she says, I did it at a real estate seminar. She goes, I lost a listing to a Zillow agent. 5,000 people lost their shit on her saying she lost to a Zillow agent. And that the things that come out actually are funny jokes because it's just the truth. And it's all we identify with in comedy is the truth. So these funny truths come out, fears, doubts, worries, obstacles, whatever it is, it comes out. I've said the most terrible things about what happened with my ex-wife, and I'll say it out loud, and people are laughing. I can't believe he said that. But because you're laughing, they're not thinking about the sadness. So these laughitations, they really work. I want to do one on stage one of these days, and I've never done it at one of my comedy shows yet.
Yeah.
I haven't done that
And you just want to go into it, not tell people what it's about, just laugh. Just do it.
And watch the contagious laughter happen. One of these days.
I absolutely think that would happen. Even the person who's the most like going, what the hell is going on? I think they would start it's a herd thing.
I want you to come on them. I have an Enlightened Up podcast. I want you on there. We're gonna have fun there. I want you to come on. Yes, and we'll do some of that. And Caroline Ray, we laugh together till I make her pee. From when she tells me that, I am one happy guy. And it's always about a failure. And you know what she laughs at? All my failures. She's never laughed. Nobody laughs at, hey, look at my Picasso. I tell people that I coach, I go, list your failures, your flaws, your rumbles, your stumbles, your crumbles. That's what we identify with. So it's actually simple. So I break down comedy. I teach people how to develop their own sense of humor, not to be a stand-up comic necessarily. I teach comics too, but to develop your own sense of humor. It's a magnetic thing that happens once you kind of deflate things and make you more relatable when you're laughing. People love you.
It's so funny how humor is just everything. Humor is something that if you're in pain or you're going through something, or just, I can tell when people look young, like when they tell me, oh, I'm 60 or 70 years old and they look young. And I always say to them, do you laugh a lot? And they'll say, yeah. And I can tell. Laughter keeps you looking young.
It does.
Because it comes from the soul.
I mean, I'm not saying this to blow smoke or anything. You are really beautiful. And I noticed how beautiful you are in the last few times I've seen you. And because you have this glowing smile and this glowing laugh, right? But when you're pissed at Kym, not so beautiful.
Oh.
Scared the shit out of me. I was like, whoa, boy, I don't want to mess with her. Oh, I took a photo of her before we went on stage. Whoa, back off, Shoemaker.
Now, Sherri, Craig made a big impact where he literally felt like he was the closer of the podcast that he came on. I didn't know people could do that. Do you want to see? Want to remind people with a little clip?
Yeah, we'll watch. I will watch a little bit of Craig because this is, folks, Kym and this is so funny. Like we got into this beef on the internet and we decided to do it on our podcast. And it was once we listened to you, it was such a big misunderstanding of the whole night. And so Craig, we had comics on kind of weighing in, and Craig took it home, and literally Kym and I had an epiphany when we were done. We talked about it. But let's show a snippet of Craig kind of giving the rundown of what happened that night.
So what happened, Craig? I'm sorry.
I'm going to tell you what happened. So Caroline's on stage, and I'll be honest with you, okay? Sherri, you could tell, is like the consummate professional. She's like, I'm a comic, and I'm really into being a comic. And you could tell she was coaching Kym backstage, going over her jokes. They went over a joke that they sort of share. I think it was a dildo joke or something like that. So there was, right? So she's like going over this like a mechanic. Like Kym was going to the mechanic. I don't remember my lines. She was trying to give Kym confidence. No, you're great. And Kym's like, oh, I don't know. So this is how I read it. So I read it like Sherri's like really prepared for this, and Kym's going, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing here. So this is how I'm reading it, and I'm going, okay. So Kym just stands up all of a sudden, and Sherri's out watching the act. All of a sudden she goes, I'll go on stage. I'm going, yeah, it's a good idea. Sherri, I approved it. I said, yeah, just walk on stage in the middle of Caroline's act. Not like a bumping you. There was no order or anything. It's like part of the vibe. And then we're all going to get up on stage together. And, so she walks up and interrupts Caroline's act, who had no problem with it because she's like, this is the vibe. They had a little interplay. Kym did a few minutes and then did the joke that they had already gone over that was similar, the dildo joke. And then something happened. I think Andre or something caused some shit. He goes, she just stole your joke.
Be quiet.
Now, George, you know that I'm a very codependent guy. All of a sudden, I was put in this place like, what are these two for real? Are they really? They drove together. I was like, I think, and Sherri's like, and then I said, hey, can we take a picture? And I was like, trying to be, she's like, give me that. Yeah, sure, hurry up. I'm going on stage. She takes it serious. Kym could give a shit about her act. She's like, yeah, she's floating around. So she's like, she's got this naturally funny vibe, and I was laughing, and Sherri's got the vibe of I'm naturally funny, but I'm also really into my jokes. Don't you fuck with my time. Don't you fuck with all of this shit that goes on in comedy, because I take this is really serious shit, and Kym's up there going, I'm a fucking natural. So I'm just gonna fucking flow this shit. And Sherri's going, I'm a fucking pro, bitch. Get the fuck out my way. Don't you bump me. That's not what you do. That's not what goes on in comedy. And she's going, what the fuck? I just showed up here. I just drove here. I'm going to go on stage with my friend Caroline and talk some shit. I'm not going to remember anything. Then I'm going to walk off stage and go, what the fuck did I forget? And she forgot half of the shit anyway. So because she's not prepared. Literally, Sherri was writing her act for her. She was her memory. She was jotting shit down, and Kym's going, I don't know. Yeah, something about a dildo. So she did the thing, and then somehow it turned into, like a joke thief or something. I'm going, I was backstage when Sherri said, go ahead and do it. I don't give a shit. So anyway, that's my referee. That's my take on, I hope that settles the argument.
Incredible.
Thank you for that.
I was the only witness.
But here's the brilliance of who you are. That entire story, and you had a rant before that, was layered with so much funny. Like, some people will tell a story and it's a funny story, and you're just kind of like, okay, all right. You just layered it. And I said, how does he do what he does? It's an art to being a storyteller. And you, my friend.
It's funny you should say that. We just talked about this last night, how storytelling is a lost art. So I'm trying to do TikTok now. And I had a minute and 30-second bit. And they said, you need to trim this down to 20 seconds. I said, that my Shoemaker takes 20 seconds. How in the world do you do this? It's bullshit. I can't stand it. So I have to, bend everything, all my storytelling ability, and take it into, 30 seconds, and it's too long. I cannot believe what we've turned into now, but I'm going to keep doing what I do. And whoever comes to see me, if it's 5 people, I'm going to give them stories.
You must, because you are a consummate storyteller. And Kym and I got off the phone and I say we had this epiphany because what you did that we didn't realize is we both have different comedy styles, Kym and I. And you broke it down so succinctly. And Kym is free flowing and natural, which is, I love that about my friend. I praise her all the time. When we get on stage together and we can do 90 minutes together because I'm very by the book and Kym just goes off on a tangent. And so she's very good at improving. I'm more stick to the script. So when you broke it down about our comedy styles, we completely got why I was like in a rage of what she did and why she was just like, what the hell is the problem?
I didn't tell you this. You know what I identified with? I am both of you.
Really?
I am big time you. Look at all the notes. and I'm her because I get up there and I start riffing. And then I have an outline. She has no outline. She has nothing.
Kym got no outline.
She got no outline. Nothing's written. I think she scribbled a couple notes. And you're there very, efficient and saying, no, this punchline comes here. And you're trying different punch. Then you'll run down the street and try it a different way.
Yes.
You think she's doing that? No, she's going down the street to go eat something. It's just a different approach. But I combine the two. I don't like hanging in clubs, so I'm with her on that one. And you do. So
I do. I like being around comedians, but it's so funny. I love that about Kym because I cannot go on without a set list. To put me on stage and say just riff, I'm not funny. That's just not my forte. Like I have to do, I got to work it through and talk it out in my mind and write it down. But Kym, literally, I would love for you to see her just when she's in her element. She's on fire. We go on tour together with Lonnie Love and Adele Givens. It's called Ladies Night Out. And we were doing arenas. And Kym was this is the way you saw her, she would work herself into a tizzy of, I'm not worthy to be around any of you comics. And I'd say, Kym, you're amazing. And the first time she went out, when she got on this tour with us, it was 10,000 people. Kym killed so hard that all of the stuff I was telling, like, Kym, you're amazing. You're so, because I knew I was going to kill. I got scared. I said, I have to follow. This girl got a standing ovation. And she didn't know what she was going to say. She just started talking. Then her material came. Once she started talking, the material came, but she got a standing ovation. And I was like, you fucking bitch. What did you just do to me? Like, we weren't supposed to do this well. Now, what it made me do was step up my game and get out of complacency of I have been doing this tour so long. I got a standing ovation too.
Who closes those shows though? That's got to be tough.
Adele Givens.
Because you're all amazing.
Yeah, Adele Givens closes the show because she was one of the queens of comedy.
Oh, okay.
That happened 20 years ago. So she will always close because she's just like the OG. And she will close the show. And usually Kym is like
that.
Who opens?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even tell you who could open that show. It's all headliners.
We're all headliners. We have a woman who's a social media influencer. Because now you have a lot of people on social media and they do sketches and things, but they get a lot of followers. They're not necessarily stand-ups. You've seen them, and they do a lot of skits and, little funny things during quarantine. There's a lot of people that made a lot of money doing this. And so we brought her on the road and people knew her. She didn't know how to do stand-up at all, but she just was silly. So she didn't have any fear. She opened, and then I don't remember, maybe we had a writer from SNL who had started doing stand-up who was really funny. Yeah, and then it was Kym, and then it was me, and then it was Lonnie Love, who's on that talk show, The Real.
No, I know Lonnie, yeah.
Yeah, and then it was...
She's Love, and I'm the Lovemaster. She's Lonnie Love, and I'm the Love Master.
She's Lonnie Love, and you're the Love Master. Then it's Adele Gibbons. I feel like I might be missing one, but it's all ladies.
Nene Leakes, Adele Gibbons.
Nene Leakes is the host. Was the host.
Janelle James.
Are you doing?
So the
Janelle James, she writes for the show that Don Cheadle was just on, that comedy.
Are you doing this tour again? Are you going to tour again with this group?
Yeah, we had like 11 more dates, and then we got quarantined. We got sidelined.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, you
and then we just haven't been able to. What'd you say, Chris?
You have a few different iterations. So I see you've got Sam J. That's who you were thinking.
Sam J was a writer for SNL. Janelle James wrote for Don Cheadle, the comedy that he has on Amazon Prime or Hulu or something. She's on a new show coming out on ABC. She's a stand-up, but she's a writer. You can tell when you see stand-ups who are writers. They would open for us.
You know what you should do? You know what you should do with that show? What's it called again? What's the show
Ladies
called?
Night Out.
I think it should be Ladies Night Out, and then you need some diversity. You need a cracker in there.
It's a nice pitch.
You need a white male, because you need diversity. You said we're going to bring out some diversity because some people are kind of like telling us we're not enough woke. We don't have a white guy on our show, so we're going to bring him out. Please be nice to him.
Please be nice to him. No, that's what we did on Two Funny Mamas. We got Chris, and our female friends love Chris. They hate it when I'm mean to Chris and when I'm too hard on Chris.
Oh, so Chris is getting some sympathy votes here.
Chris is getting a lot of love all the time.
Listen, since I'm back on menopause, why don't you be mean to me so I can get some ladies? I at least want to know, you know how bad it is? I'm going to be honest with you. You know how bad it is right now? When I fantasize, because I assume that no one is attracted to me, they shoot me down in my own fantasies. You know, because men have fantasies. That's how we do it. You know, when we're alone.
Yes.
And they literally, I'll go, oh, yeah, she's hot. And then she'll go, no, you don't have a chance with me in my own fantasy.
Damn it, Craig.
So I have to think that they like me. So somebody.
Someone go to what is it? Official
Craig Shoemaker.
There it is.
Yeah.
Popped up on the screen. Go there and tell Craig how much you care for him, love him, and would help him through his troubles.
Leave a comment. And if you want to send a picture of your boobs, that's fine too.
Sherri approved the DMs.
Oh, slipping those DMs. Sometimes you get those sympathy. You are so funny, Craig. If I could just get in the cracks and crevices of your mind to see how it works. What do you think I would find?
She ended with mind. I was worried there, Craig.
I know. I heard. Listen, when you've been cut off like I've been, and you hear the word cracks and crevices from a hottie, you think I want it to end with in the mind? I want to find some cracks and crevices. Yeah, there's a lot of cracks and crevices. That's for sure. I've got a lot of experience out there. You know what I mean? I've just done it all. I was talking to Chris earlier about these. I've had such a crazy, fun career I sang on Broadway when a guy with Kenny Loggins, one of his singers got sick, and I replaced him on Broadway. I sang for a week on Broadway.
What did you do on Broadway? What was the performance?
Kenny Loggins. You know who Kenny Loggins is?
Yeah.
So I toured with him as a kid. I was really young, and he says, Craig, I'm freaking out. Trish is sick. Can you sing bass? This is like 2 hours before the show. I was like, sure, I can sing bass. Footloose, footloose. I was so nervous. It's like someone was squeezing my balls. And then so he needed a bass. And that's pretty hard because I actually am a singer, but I'm more like baritone. So I learned it over. And then here was the worst part. My friends took an Amtrak, coked up, beers, tubs of beer, coming down late. I got front row seats. And they're going, yo, there's Shoo, tell about the time you pissed your pants in Miss Keimel's class. And they're going, Steiny's funnier than it. This is on Broadway. I'm on Broadway. And they're yelling to the crowd, Steiny's funnier than his. Steiny, those are the first tits you ever felt were Steiny's in 8th grade. They're like diming me out. They were the first tits I ever felt. He had the second biggest ones to Betsy Kirshner. But so now they sit down. They passed out. So now I come out. I wore sunglasses. No one saw the pain in my eyes as I searched for the notes. It's quiet. It's an acoustic set. One of them wakes up and goes, "Yo, guys, it's Shu is singing with Kenny Loggins. Do Pooh Corner, fucker." Winnie the Pooh doesn't know what to do.
What theater was this at, Craig?
Neil Simon Theater. I'm right around the corner from it right now. I passed it today, and always that memory comes up for me. But I've had so many crazy memories and things that have happened in this business, and yet Kym Whitley has no idea who I am.
Look at this. Look what I found. Look what I found,
Let me tell you.
Sherri.
What?
What do you find?
Please,
I'm
go
nervous.
ahead. We gotta go ahead. Just know that I've got something from the story he just told. Go ahead. Sorry.
What?
What?
I'm nervous.
Well, you'll see it. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Look at
Thank
the
you,
Kenny
Key.
Loggins
Thank you, Key.
playbill.
And does
That
it have
is
my
what
name
you
on
were
there?
in.
Not that one. There was another show that you did that said special guest Craig Shoemaker, but I thought that this was maybe the one that you were randomly.
That is the
added
one
to.
I was. That is the
Yeah.
one.
The
That's
Kenny
one I was with.
Loggins on
That's right.
Broadway.
I
He
ended
was
up
so
mentoring.
gorgeous.
I mentored his son in comedy. Kenny played my
Really?
parking lot with REO Speedwagon. That was crazy too. A couple years ago, at my production office, and they played to open it up. The Loggins and REO Speedwagon, all these other big singers, and then it was crazy story that night. I brought Kevin Cronin up. REO Speedwagon. He goes, "It never met before," which you assume anybody from the '80s knows each other. And he goes, "Kenny, I always wanted to tell you this story. We got all the scripts. We're one of the hottest bands. We got this script, to do the music. It was very light on dialogue, a lot of action. I didn't really get it. Had this new actor named Tom Cruise in it." And he goes, "There's a little movie called Top Gun." And Kenny turns to him and he goes, in front of this crowd in the parking lot, he goes, "So you passed?" And he goes, "I passed." So he passed on Danger Zone.
Wow.
So that he goes, and Kenny goes, "Well, thanks for passing. I was only offered the volleyball scene." And then he called me up and said somebody passed. And he just found out in my parking lot that it was Kevin who turned it down. And then they did Danger Zone together in the parking lot, which was crazy.
Oh my gosh.
And by the way, I was in on it. I don't know how that song was ever done without my maracas.
Really?
I have no idea. I was jamming those maracas.
On Danger Zone?
No, in the parking lot. I don't know. In the parking lot. I don't know how in the world. No, I was not on the original soundtrack doing maracas on the Danger Zone.
I was like, where were there maracas in
joke
Danger
that the joke that you missed, they said when you have to explain it was, I don't know how the song was ever done without my maracas.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, my stomach is hurting, so I have to calm down. And I got a really bad headache from laughing so hard.
Don't you want to lie down? I got a fold-out couch and 2 pillows waiting right here for you, baby. Yeah.
Can I tell you
Lovemaster.
2 stories?
Yeah.
My manager, the very first manager that I had when I first came to Hollywood, always talked about you. She kept saying, "Do you know Craig Shoemaker? He's the Lovemaster." And I go, "I don't know. I just got into stand-up. I don't know."
Who was this?
Her name was Irene Dreyer. She used to manage Tia and Tamara Mowry from the group Sister Sister with Jack A.
Sure.
She loved you. And she said, "You need to watch Craig Shoemaker, the Lovemaster. Like, you need to study him and watch him."
That's funny.
I watched you and I was like, we're nothing alike. Like, I talk about dating an African man who was really cheap. And I talk about my mom giving me whoopings. And I'm like, we're nothing alike.
I used to do
funny.
I did whooping jokes. I used to do
I didn't get
jokes.
any when I was listening to the Lovemaster.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, they're not that much alike. But I think though, when you're studying somebody, there is timing. There's timing and style. And if you and when I teach comedy, I give some little tricks too. But a lot of the kids, the younger comedians now, they don't really care for that old school style of punchlines. They don't really think punchlines are important.
a lot of the kids nowadays just talk. They don't.
Yeah.
You know, we sit there, our group,
and craft.
And we go, where's the joke? Where is the joke in there? Where's the fun? I followed a girl at the Comedy Store when I moved, once I had left The View and came back in 2016, Craig, and I had to get back into the comedy scene. And I followed a girl, and all she talked about was having sex in the butt. Like, and she was talking about like it bleeding, and and she was in the main room, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is no punchline. There's nothing funny. I am going to rip it after she goes off. I bombed. She got way more laughs than me. And I'm like, how do you talk about that? That's not even funny. And you're talking about his bleeding. And and now you're talking about your daddy. Like, she talked about her daddy issues, like really in gross, disgusting terms. I don't even want to do it. But it was, and I said, and it was just all stream of consciousness talking. And I'm like, who told you could do stand up? But a lot of the comics would just talk. And it's different from the way we do it, the craft of, you know, a premise, a setup, and a punch.
Well, you know, I look at it like it's percussion. You know, you have to get a rhythm, and you get, but a boom boom. You know, it's a punchline, not a hug line, and it's that abruptness that stirs people into these emotions. But if you just, you know, keep it like this, I don't know. Disturb. I thought I was on do not. Sorry about that.
I was like, did I lose you?
No, I got a phone call. I thought I have a do not disturb, but it's not working apparently.
Okay, my heart will go on. Okay, good.
Yeah, but I mean, and you know what? I do the Supernova now and then. It's like all these all-star comics.
I love the Supernova.
And then one night, and you have to watch everybody to see if you repeat material or subject matter, right? I am not exaggerating. I had this new joke, and I had to drop it because 3 people in a row, and there was only 4 in front of me, did a lick your ass joke. And ass licking. So apparently that's like the McDonald's of today is ass licking.
It really is. It is.
That's the airplane joke of today.
I don't know how many times I hear ass licking jokes, and I go, what?
Went from eating airplane food to eating ass.
Yes.
But mine at least was like a little clever. I said, I hate when people text while you're driving. They know you're driving and they text you. And I was on my way to golf with this guy, and I texted him back, and the L is next to the K. We're golfing together. I said, when I get there, I'm going to lick your ass. So now that's a pretty well written joke, but you can't say it after 3 different people talk about ass licking. So I had to drop it. You imagine if I told the joke, I would have bombed my ass off.
You'd had to lick your own ass.
I had to lick my own ass. Don't get started with that. George Wallace loves when I talk about blowing myself.
Oh, that story that George Wallace told a story, for those of you who did not see George Wallace and Craig Shoemaker together, 2 icons. It was so exquisite to watch you 2 talk about, they were in acting class together.
Yeah.
And you told George Wallace what?
Well, I told him, I said, you know how it gets a little boring in acting class sometimes, and we're in the back, and you get a little devilish. We're the comics. So we're, the serious actors at that time was like everybody wanted to be Mickey Rourke. You're all emoting like Mickey Rourke. Everybody's Mickey Rourke. And me and George Wallace are not Ricky Rourke. So we're back there going, oh God. So I said, George, you ever blow yourself? And he goes, what? Well, I was like, what? I said, yeah, I've been doing it for years. I said, when you're on the road, I taught myself. And he goes, and then I took a pencil and I went, and he goes, you can't do that. And this is in the middle of class. I went down, I got the pencil like halfway, I put it in my crotch. And I haven't seen him and talked to him in 20 years. And I knew the other day, and sure enough, he described the same exact story. That's the one thing comics have in common is unbelievable memories. Yes. We remember everything. And you know what my theory is? It's because we've been all these emotional scars, you remember them. That's why I remember everything happened in high school, junior high. Those are the strongest memories because that's when it all went wrong. That's when things really cemented in there. and that's what we're still dealing with.
I so agree with you. I haven't been to my high school reunion since 2005. That was the last high school reunion I went to. And I was on a series, I think with Andy Dick. And I was at this reunion. And now this was the same, I went on from elementary school to high school with these same people who used to bully me and tease me. And I went there and I remember all of the people, even though they were fat with no hair. One girl came up to me, Tammy Luce Vardy, and she literally was a chain smoker. And she says, everybody tells me, and she kept smoking on the cigarette. And she says, they tell me that you're an actress and that you're on all of these shows. And she takes a big puff and she goes, I've never seen any of them. And she walks away. And me and all of my friends and all of the people who were nerds, like that was my clique. Now they're all friggin' PhD doctors, and then I'm a comic, and like we're still nerds, and we turn around and we go, bitch. It was just, but I remember everything that happened to me in high school and elementary school when I got bullied.
It's what turned us into what I was shot down. 13 girls shot me down for the prom. I can name every one of them to this day. I can Jane Sutton, anyway. So Linda Scott went with me. She was younger. She was in 10th grade. I was in 12th. You could always take advantage. They don't know any better.
They don't know yet.
They don't know yet. So I finally, I got one to go with me who would look good for the photos. That's all I cared about. And because I didn't date her or anything. And she made out with Ricky Aldermare in the corner. But so that I held on to that for all these years. But you know what? Sometimes you get your comeuppance. I was on a late night show with Cindy Crawford was hosting, the great supermodel. And we became friends. And she says, boy, Lovemaster, you must have had a lot of girls in high school. I said, no, Cindy, tell you the truth, I was a geek. And Linda Scott made out with Ricky Aldermare. My prom date made Ricky Aldermare in the corner. And I said, well, Linda, I looked at the camera. I'm here with Cindy Crawford, so eat your heart out. And guess what? She was watching, and so was Ricky Aldermare's wife. I was so happy. Ricky Aldermare's wife contacted me by email. She goes, he always was a pig, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. He took my prom date. He owes me a corsage.
Hilarious.
Oh, my gosh.
We hold on to this stuff. This is what fuels us.
We hold on to. Do you always? She actually heard her name mentioned. He did. I always wonder what the people in my high school or my elementary, do they remember me? Do they go, oh, that's Sherri Shepherd, the one with the buck teeth, the one that I used to freaking throw the basketball at her head? Like I always go, will they remember that? I've never run into anybody yet.
Oh, they 100% remember. I just did my hometown last week, and a whole bunch of them came up. Oh, yeah, they come to the shows. The ones who really were really bad, though, they're in prison or dead. So I'm not kidding you, by the way. That's no joke. I showed them. But the thing is, I ended up growing, and I became tough. I'm 6'2", over 200 now, and I really could beat them all up, but they're just so pathetic. If you ever see them now, the ones who were really bad back then, they grew up too fast, and they all had difficult home life themselves. That's why they were bullies. They were bullied at home by their dads and stuff like that, and they end up to be, to feel sorry for them. And it's a shame, but that's what happens, But I have never been compelled to hit any of them today. Isn't that weird? You would think I want revenge, but I never have.
Yeah, you just kind of you get over it. I don't think about it anymore. I mean, the girl Tammy Luce Vardy, I found out she worked at the Social Security office. She had been divorced a couple times. Her skin was really bad from smoking, and I just remember feeling very sorry for her. Going, wow, and she was the most popular one. She messed around with our biology teacher.
Allegedly.
Like he got fired.
Of course.
Yeah, he got fired. He was like really cute. He was a real hottie, really, really hottie. And he messed around with some of the girls, and she was one of them. But she used to like be the friggin' most popular, racist as I don't know what. And she just was so sad. And I was like, wow. But it was kind of like, okay, I did it. But that's what I tell my son. I said, when people bully you, they're like, you're going to be like shining and they're not going to be doing anything. And he goes, you promise? And I'm like, I promise. I'm telling you. I know this. Now watch somebody bullies them. They're going to become president. Jeez Louise.
It's
crazy.
It's all karmic stuff. And the most important thing is that we don't become like that. That we don't become the bully, or we don't become mean or cruel. And that's where, I keep going towards a better direction. That's why my show's called Enlightened Up. I try to go towards that pathway instead of the bitterness and resentment. That just doesn't serve any purpose. And by the way, it always backfires. I remember I was backstage and I had my first national talk show, right? I was the co-host of the Magic Johnson show, a Magic Hour.
Oh, the talk show that he had?
Were you really?
Yeah.
You were the co-host?
Yes. So I was going to tell him jokes and he was going to respond. That was how the rehearsals went. It didn't go so well. So imagine this. The place is going crazy. Sheila E's the band leader. Are you ready for Magic? And I'm back in that partition. I was literally listing the girls that didn't go to the prom with me. I'll show them. I'm on a national show. And here's the intro that was written by this terrible writer, gave this intro for me from Magic Johnson. Magic goes, all right, everybody, let's get the show started with my co-host. Now, here's a guy nobody would shower with, Craig Shoemaker. I'm going, what the fuck?
What does that even mean?
I swear to God, I almost didn't come out. It's a live show. I'm back in the partition going, I'm not coming out. Nobody would shower with me. And I came out with my stupid walk. I look like a piston. So they're already going, nobody would shower with him, and he's an idiot. And here's my opening joke, by the way, written by this terrible writer from the old Tonight Show. He had a members-only jacket and a mullet haircut. And by the way, anybody in the audience who has a members-only jacket, I mean to offend you. This is a direct offense. You do not, it's out, okay? It's never was in. And this guy's got one in the 90s, late 90s. He made me tell this joke. Now, urban crowd, right, which is a code word for white people, that's black. Okay, that means black. All right, folks, that's the code. So black crowd, I'm only 14%, but nobody knows I am. So I look pretty white. So Magic sets me up. He goes, hey, Craig, how about that Bulls game? I said, Magic, I haven't seen a beating like that caught on tape since Rodney King. What? Oh, you see your reaction? Oh, yeah. They made me tell that joke on national TV. And now all the girls that didn't go to the prom with me were going, boy, we made that good choice. This guy just got, the oxygen mask popped out of the ceiling. It was a gasp you could have heard from Paramount Studios to New York City. It was literally, it was worse than a boo. I thought the guy told me a boo is as good as a laugh. That's the writer told me that. Because he used to write for Johnny Carson. I said, Johnny gets booed. I don't want to get booed. I said, this was worse than a boo. This was like, kill him. And then Magic Johnson Magic goes, oh, Craig, you are bad. Hey, everybody, that was Craig, not me. He threw me right in the wood chipper, known for the assist in basketball. Oh, Craig, you are bad. I have more stories about the Magic Johnson show I won't get into. But it was
Why
not.
Don't I remember you?
Because I was fired in the middle of the show on day 3.
Oh, my God.
In the middle of the show. I made television history. Magic goes, we'll be back after this. Apparently that didn't include me. They yanked me off of the couch. Now they kept me because I had a contract. I'd be in like segment 5, the cooking segment, and Magic would throw flour on me, go, now you're a cake. I flour all over. Oh, Craig, now you are bad. Now you're a cake.
Oh gosh.
So I'm not even getting into the worst parts of what happened, but they just took me off the couch. Then they fired me permanently when I said something to the press. So that was the end of my career.
My head is hurting so badly from laughing.
You want to hear the rest of the story? Oh, you'll laugh even harder. You ready?
Yes.
All right. So every time I tell a joke about a celebrity, he didn't want to look bad. So we go, "Oh, Craig, you are bad. Now he's not going to come on the show." And I'm sitting there thinking, that's not the reason. Because publicists were canceling. He had a hard time pronouncing things. Michael Clark Duncan was in Armageddon. He was up there reading a cue card. Up next from the movie Armageddon. All right, from Armageddon. Oh, Craig, how do you say that word? I said, just say end of the world. So now you understand. I told you I grew up very poor, no dad, and then I'm there in a national TV next to a legend, and then he introduces another legend, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, so now, so you know what it's like growing up like that, and like you can't even believe it. So it was so surreal. And then I'm listening to this conversation. I had no way to get in the conversation because it was a whole multi-millionaire Hollywood conversation, word for word. This is how it went. Arnold, the reason I had you as a guest on my premiere talk show, you make a lot of money for a lot of the needy people. Folks, don't he give it up for the needy? Yeah, no, Magic, you're the one who give all the money back. Am I right? He's got the AIDS awareness, the Magic Johnson dealer in the hood in California. Am I right? Oh, come on, Arnold. You're on one of them Special Olympics helping those needy kids. And I'm sitting there thinking, how am I going to blend in? So I lean over. I almost gave $1 to a homeless guy. He didn't have change for a 10. Oh, Craig, you are bad. Now the homeless guy's going to come to the show. Craig, you are bad. Day 3, off the couch.
Oh, Chris, are you laughing as hard as me?
I'm in awe because I want to know how the I don't know what your pre-taping looked like. Did you know immediately whenever you got brought in, you're like, wow, I'm going to get a lot of opportunities to carry this guy's water?
Well, to tell you the truth, the rehearsal shows were great because the premise was the monologue would be told by me to him, and he would do these setups. They panicked and brought this writer in from the old Tonight Show, Johnny Carson version, and he had all these. He had like Nell Carter references, Madonna promiscuous jokes, like really bad stuff. And I didn't know. They told me I called him Sling Blade because he talked like Sling Blade.
Hilarious.
At the time that movie was out, I said, I can't tell these jokes. You gotta tell the jokes as I write them. A boo is as good as a laugh. A boo is as good as a laugh. French fried potatoes. Water's cold, water's deep. And he told me to tell the jokes. I couldn't be me anymore like I was in the rehearsals. So it was, I never got a bad review in my life until that show. I read the Washington Post. Tom Shales, the great Tom Shales says, Craig Shoemaker looks like a pizza delivery guy waiting for a tip. That's what it said about me on that show. And every day I would go to work and Howard Stern would replay every minute back and forth and back and forth. So those were some great times in my career. But I'm so lucky though. I've just had everything happen, and you have fun with it. Oh, Craig! Now Sherri's not going to have you back on the show. You gave her a headache, Craig.
You get my head literally. I wish I had Tylenol. Is pounding because I'm laughing so hard, and this is what's in. I don't care that I have a headache. This is good for the soul to laugh this hard. I think it forces toxins out of your body. That's really do. What do you feel like? I remember the Magic Johnson show. Yeah, they must have fired you while I was watching, Craig.
They did. He said, we'll be back after this. Apparently it didn't include me. And then Arsenio came out. Arsenio comes out. He was the guest. He goes, where's Shoe? He's funny. And then Magic had to ad-lib, I want to be with you alone. So, but they just, I have another story about it, but it's just, I just had this crazy career that there's no wonder that most people don't know me because I don't last that long. Oh, is that me on the Magic Johnson?
That was Magic and Arnold.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm right there on the other side. See, it was so bad they wouldn't even let me in the shot. There's not even one single three shot of the three of us. That's how bad it was.
Where there's one. Were you on the? Were you out there when Whitney Houston came on? There's one picture with you, the back of your head, with. Whitney
That's
Houston.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had one camera for the back of my head, and Whitney Houston was on. I remember I had a joke with her. They said she likes to vacuum. That's her thing. And I said, I can't imagine the great Whitney Houston walk around.
Did she look at you?
Vacuum. She did.
She
was very sweet. She was very sweet. I have a major crush on her, so it wasn't easy to sit next to her.
Craig Shoemaker. You just got set up. Just you poor baby. You were just the fall guy.
Well, I was the white guy. I was literally, it was a bad concept. They brought me in to be the white guy. And that's just in comedy, if anybody can learn anything from what we're saying here, is comedy's truth. And you got to be genuine. And people smell it if it's not genuine. They just smell it. And
they do.
If you see a failed show, many times the reason is because some Hollywood people came up with it. And there are so many phonies. And they grew up in the mailroom of William Morris. You know what I always say that these agents that come up with these, they've never been anywhere in the country. You and I, we know everyone in the country. We have our finger on the pulse. We should literally be the head of networks.
Oh my gosh. You don't know the number of meetings I go on and I go, this is what you need. Boom, boom, boom. And they go, oh my God, that's so true. Sherri, you know what the audience wants. And I walk out thinking I'm going to have a deal. And then they will hire someone that is so like,
unbelievable.
I can't even, and I just go, wow, it's crazy.
Yeah. And the show looks nothing like the one you went in for because they get a hold of it and they all have to make their mark. That's the thing is they can't just let something alone. You have this one has to make mark and this one has standards and practices. And then you get the producer and then, but that's okay. But now you get into network people with their network notes that are not based on anything except copying someone else's notes. Yes. And that's why we see horrible things on television. This is why we see so many copies, sequels, and you can't come up with anything original. I have an original show for you, by the way.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah. Caroline Ray made fun of me, but I think I've got this all-female group of Bigfoot hunters. They're paranormal, called the She Squatchers. I want to put you and Kym in the woods in the wilderness with the She Squatchers looking for paranormal. It'd be funny as shit. Bam!
Is it a unscripted?
Yes. You put you in the woods going, where are my eyelashes? Where's my wig? And they're going, get out here. We got to meet Bigfoot. I'm going to look good for Bigfoot. If I'm going to meet Bigfoot, I want to look fly. Is that a female word?
And this is with Caroline Ray, Kym Whitley.
No, she's not. No, Caroline. She's already
just
bagged
me
on
and
this
Kym
thing.
Whitley.
Yes, Caroline already bagged. Don't listen to Caroline on this one. So I've got the She Squatchers all set. They're great at paranormal. They find ghosts and yetis and all sorts of shit. And each episode, you're going to go into the wilderness with them and look for, and you guys are going to freak out, and then it'll be hilarious. It's a great way for you two to connect. Don't you think that's a great show? Come on, please tell me. I'll pitch this thing. I could sell it too.
The only problem is Kym and our friendship would not last through one episode of the She Squatchers.
I'll keep you on separate tents. You'll be in separate tents, and we'll wait for Her Highness to come out of the tent. And every episode we're waiting for her, and you're there with a notebook in the woods, meditating by the creek before the whole show starts, writing comedy bits.
Let me tell you why, Kym. I have to tell you about our relationship. Why I don't even know how we've done this podcast this long. We have been friends for over 20 years. We love each other to death, but we can't work together. We did a show called, it was Damon Wayans. It was his show. His wife was played by Tisha Campbell Martin. Yeah. It was called My Wife and Kids. It was a top rated show on ABC.
Sure. Yeah.
If you ask Kym Because as much as I love being a comic, I love being an actor. And if you ask Kym her type of acting, Kym will say, you know, Sherri's a ABC girl. I'm a CWUPN actress. I do well on UPN or BET. That's how Kym describes our acting styles. The same way you describe.
She told me that too.
Did she tell you that?
Me too.
That's what Kym says. The same way you describe our comedic styles are different. There was a Peter Tolan. There was a gentleman named Peter Tolan who wrote Gods and Monsters. Peter Tolan wrote a sitcom for Dave Chappelle, which didn't go. It was on Fox. And Peter Tolan wrote a sitcom called Wednesday 9:30, 8:30 Central. It was with John, who was in Fawlty Towers, the English guy.
John Cleese. It
was with John Cleese. I was in a sitcom with the John Cleese. I also was in a sitcom with the other gentleman from Fawlty Towers. Who was that one? Chris, who were all of the men from Fawlty Towers? I will tell you.
Check it out. Fawlty Towers.
Listen,
it's the Monty Python gang.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Name their names, and I'm going to tell you because
John Cleese, Andrew Sachs, Ballard Berkeley, David Kelly. I'm looking at the wrong. Brian Hall. Sorry.
No, those aren't the ones.
No, it's one more.
Sorry, that went a little fast there.
Look up that was John Cleese, Ed
I know
Begley
who you're
Jr.
talking about.
There's one more. Eric
Idle.
Eric Idle. I worked in a sitcom with Eric Idle and John Cleese and Ed Begley Jr. and John Lithgow. These are the people that I work with. Wow. I take my acting really seriously. And John Cleese taught me the art of a blank stare and letting the laughter just build and being okay with it not being laughter right away. Just staring and faces. And so Kym I'm a UPN CW girl. So we did a show together after my show with John Cleese ended, and it was Kym had to play the sidekick, the best friend to Tisha Campbell, and they wanted another best friend. But I was used to kind of a subtle kind of acting in sitcoms, not being very big. Kym, as you can see, she is explosive big. So when we were doing it, she had, if the line was, I'm going to the store because the traffic light is broken, I would go, I'm going to the store because the traffic light is broken, because I'm playing this dumb bimbo girl. Kym would go, I'm going to the store because the traffic light is broken. That's how big she was. So I constantly got lost behind Kym. You never knew I was there because Kym was so big, and I got fired.
On the sitcom? What?
Damon fired me because Kym was so big and hilarious. I just was lost. So they gave me less lines.
She stayed on the show.
She stayed on the show. No, they didn't fire Kym. I got less lines and less lines. So I was really like not saying anything. I'm just trailing along. And they fired me. I was on my way to Robert Urich. Remember Robert Urich? Dantana, Vegas. It was his funeral because I had done a sitcom with Robert Urich. And I wasn't able to go to his funeral because I had to do my wife and kids. I was so upset. They fired me on that day. And I told Kym, I will never work with you ever again because you got me fired. And we stayed friends. And we never worked together except on the podcast. And anything that ever come up. And we have been approached. Kym and I have been approached many times at doing a show together because our chemistry is so good. And I always go, no, I'm not working with Kym because I love her.
But this is different, though. This is reality. It could be two funny women in the wilderness. That is really funny. And looking for paranormal, that is balls out funny. You just do your podcast from the wilderness.
Were you a witness to what happened at the comedy club, at the little restaurant we was at?
Or you realize I'll be the producer. I'll be the producer, so I will be there to stop any of this shit from going down. I pull each and every one of you aside.
So y'all just gonna sit there and talk about me?
Oh no!
Y'all just gonna sit there
I'm-
talking about. First of all, the podcast should have been over an hour ago. Why are y'all still talking?
Because I had to tell him why you got me fired on my wife and kids.
I heard you telling them that bullshit. I heard it.
You admitted
Hey,
you got me fired.
Hey, Craig.
I got fired behind you.
Kym, I didn't say anything bad now, did I? I said only good things about you. Okay? I don't know how long you've been listening.
Because you tried to get my job away with the paranormal job.
Well, no, I'm trying to now combine the two of you.
He wants us to work on a show where we are
I
in
think
the
that'd
woods,
be. It'd be.
and we're
By the way,
looking
she
for
said
Sasquatch.
you're firing me. So listen, when she didn't know who I was, which was very like minutes ago, Bill Bellamy and D.L. Hughley both said you need to go to Kym Whitley. I heard from her finally. She goes, I'll get back to you. I'm not exaggerating. That was April. She said, I'll get back to you. It was April.
Welcome to the show, Kym Whitley.
Yeah, you
Kym Whitley has a lot of people she needs to call back from April. I'm just
just
saying. So don't take it personally, Chris. I keep telling you.
I ended up at her house playing tennis with Caroline Ray, and I still hadn't met her yet. She still didn't get back to me.
You know,
Can I tell you?
Hey, by the way, hey, folks in the audience, when Kym starts the whole, hey, I'm the girl from the hood, she's got a fucking tennis court. It's total bullshit. She's got fucking acres. She's got acres. I've got a little plot with a trampoline that barely fits. My kids are trampolining into someone else's yard. Well, she's got a ball machine. She's got guys who collect the balls for her. She's got a staff. Don't let her fool you with it. Oh, when I was in the hood, things were fucking tough. What a bunch of bullshit. If she hits one ball, she brings a new can in. She brings a new can of balls in everyone that she hits. She's got fruit trees. Don't let her bullshit anybody. She's in the mood for some fruit. She doesn't go to the grocery store. She has one of her people go out and pick it from her own tree. Don't let her fool you. We had it tough. We had it tough. I had to sleep in the same wing as my brother. What are you talking about?
Same wing.
The same wing.
You know what, Craig?
I suffered with my brother.
My sister-in-law
He's over there snoring. He's snoring about 10 blocks away in the same house. You got to be kidding me. Yeah. When I saw that estate, I was like, this woman's successful. I'm sorry.
Yes, she is. And I will say because she works so hard. But everybody who comes on this podcast, Craig, talks about how big her house is. This is what's so funny to us. And you all have a different take on how big the house is.
Yes, it's hysterical.
Kym,
it is so funny.
Tell Craig where the GPS in your house leads to.
Oh, you're funny. Where the GPS in my house, you know where it leads. It leads to my bedroom. Is that what I said?
She said, I thought she recalled that.
Kym is successful because she works hard. But the one thing that I love in Kym's house, Craig, Kym has a mattress that lights up.
Oh, I do.
Get into the bed. The mattress will turn off all the lights in her room and lights up underneath like E.T. is underneath her bed. And I go, why do you have a light on your mattress? She goes, so I can see. See what?
When I get up to pee. I'm at that age. I need to see when I get up to pee.
And how many times we get up at our age? An all-nighter for me now is if I don't have to pee, that's an all-nighter for me. That's a party.
That's a party.
You know,
That's a party.
I never get up at night to go to the bathroom. I do it in real time.
Oh, that's disgusting. That is so nasty. Wait a minute. Is your wig falling backwards? Your forehead looks huge.
Stop it.
Thank you, Jesus.
That's why
Chris didn't say nothing.
Friends,
Chris, you just gonna sit on there and not say nothing?
Because Chris knows he can't. This is how good of friends we are. She tells me when my wig is about to fall off. That's why I can't let her go. Now the other stuff. Can I tell how?
Yeah. I said Kym can't pee the bed. She'll electrocute herself.
Kym, Craig Shoemaker has been. My head is hurting so bad because
oh no, he's so funny to be a radio host and a psychic.
I told you. I told you. So she has no idea. She has no idea the OG comic that she's messing with here. She thinks I'm a psychic, which I am, by the way.
The next time you have a party or we give a barbecue, we have got to invite Craig.
Oh no, Craig has to come. Craig is invited to the barbecue. He is definitely invited.
Got to come.
I'm sure I'll be invited to be one of your butlers. How many butlers do you have, by the way, at the Whitley estate?
Right.
But be careful.
I put your address in my GPS and said, "Who the fuck lives here? What kind of diva shit lives here?"
Oh my God!
Yeah, because when you go past Kym's house, you always wonder because you can't see past her gates. So you go, who lives there? And you try to like look through, but you can't. My gates you could see through all the time, but Kym's gates you cannot see.
I had to get like that. I had to get like, you know. I know you. I cannot believe you've been talking here. Do you all even know where I am?
You're in Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm working hard.
I said you're gathering.
My sister-in-law.
I don't know.
Laughing.
I don't know what that is.
Listen.
What is that? I don't know what that is on your head, but you look like you're about to scrimmage to play intramural football.
She's got a beanie.
You look like one of the. It looks like one of those helmets from the 1930s, the leather heads. You look like one of those leatherhead football players.
Wait, listen. I said,
Craig.
Did you see me sitting there? I was like, I have been working hard. I'm up here working. But look, that's my sister-in-law. She the one working.
What are you doing?
I'm instructing. I'm telling her what. No, I gotta watch her from throwing all my stuff away on my dad's stuff. She throwing everything away. I mean,
because
me and Archie ain't doing nothing.
He doesn't want you to
He's sitting on the couch. He ain't doing nothing. Girl, we are in it.
They're getting her father's stuff together, Craig.
Tell Craig.
Craig, they're getting her dad's things together out of the apartment that he's been in for a long time, right?
Ooh, years and years and years, yes.
So they're gathering all these things together because he's moving in with the family member, but they can't take all that stuff.
I mean, is there any? I was thinking about bringing this to you. I said, Sherri might want this. These for her bathroom for Christmas. You want some of these little hand some little napkin. I said I was gonna take them to Sherri. I said these little
Christmas towels.
Craig, she's serious.
Yeah, little Christmas towels. Take you some Christmas towels and some Santa hats.
How did this show turn into Pawn Stars? What the fuck is this?
That's what it sounds like.
Wait, now it's into Antique Roadshow. Let's see what I can get for these towels.
That's what it sounds like.
With these 1980s Santa Claus who's got a mullet from the 80s.
I can't.
She's got achy breaky claws.
I can't. My head is hurting so bad.
Craig is silly.
Craig is
he's
the best storyteller, Kym. That's what it is. He's a great storyteller. And you just let him go. And I can't stop laughing.
Oh, so I know. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I want to be invited. I want to be invited.
Yeah,
I want to be invited over to one of your soirees, whatever you call it.
We go roller skating at Kym's house. On the do you know how to roller skate, Craig?
I do.
No. I just
skating.
got a new net. I just got a new net, Craig. I bought a new net. I got a new net.
I like the saggy one because I make it over more often. She had a saggy one when her valet quit. It ended up sagging until she got a new valet and he put the net up right.
Oh God!
Oh God!
The ball fetcher.
You have ball
fetcher.
She's got her personal ball fetcher.
We are gonna roller skate around the net, Kym, not into the net.
Okay.
The only one that will roll into the net is Andre. But Craig, if you know how to roller skate, Kym has skate nights and she calls it Whitley on Wheels.
No.
Oh,
Craig
I love it.
He doesn't look like a roller skater.
No, he said he could skate.
Oh, I got a funny story about that. I got a funny story about that. So I got these rollerblades, and they were sitting in my garage. This was my ex-wife. And you ever notice that women laugh when you hurt yourself? I've never seen her laugh this hard. I got the rollerblades, knee pads, elbow pads, wrist guards, looking good that day. My new Nautica sweat outfit from Costco. I got the pads on the outside. I got the wrist guards. I come wobbling out. I come and we have a hill driveway. It's my first time ever. I'm at the top of the hill, and they're like, I look like a ski jumper from a country with no snow. Like up next, Juan from Ecuador. Oh, that's a big hill. That's a big hill. I'm at the top of this hill, and I'm going, should I do this? You're supposed to start on flat land. No. And they're down there waiting for me, my family. My son goes, you look like Napoleon Dynamite. Don't do it. My ex-wife, we're married at the time, she said, no, don't do it. I come rolling down. I swear to God. It was like they put a rocket in my ass. Bam! I ran into the wall. To brace myself, I grabbed the rose bushes. I'm sprawled on the ground. I got thorns. I'm popping I got thorns everywhere. I'm bleeding. She comes over to help me, and she's trying not to laugh. You ever do that? She's shaking like Katharine Hepburn in a windstorm. And she's there. Are you okay? You look like you broke your nose. You better put some ice on it. It's gonna swell. I just pissed my pants. Your father ran into the rose bushes wearing a Costco sweatsuit and a hockey helmet. I just pissed. She literally full on wet herself through the jeans. I'm not exaggerating. That was my rollerblade.
Why would you do Katharine Hepburn like that?
I like doing impressions. I started my career doing impressions.
Okay.
Not that anybody knows who Katharine Hepburn is, but I was trying to think of somebody politically correct that shapes.
I love Katharine.
Our fan base knows who Katharine Hepburn is.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Absolutely.
Well, they'll know all my old impressions.
I'm going to end this, but if you do know how to roller skate, we're going to set back up Whitley on Wheels, and you can come over, and we skate.
Hey, Craig.
Yeah.
Do you have any money? I don't know what psychics and people make.
What?
But because I got that GoFundMe for my friend, I got to tell the people, they're struggling, and I didn't email it out like I'm supposed to, or share it, and their GoFundMe kind of stopped, and I forgot to send it to my friend.
I want to let you know with GoFundMes, they don't usually go for a long time because new GoFundMes happen. So you get a spike in your GoFundMe and then it goes down. And then it usually levels out because new GoFundMes come up and people are giving money to other charities. So it's not that you didn't email.
Okay.
I don't know if it's up, Kym, but I'll tell you what. My wife's on menopause. I've got a thing called Go Fuck Me. And I'm trying to.
Damn it, Craig.
I'm trying to raise some money for Go Fuck Me.
I would contribute to that.
Where is your charity? You got to say where it is, though. You have to say where you're not just don't talk to me. Talk to everybody.
Okay, you're right. Well, after that, please, if you all can, first of all, let me say thank you that have given to the GoFundMe for Floyd and Ramon. No, that's been incredible, but I gotta share it now. That's where I need everyone to share it, to see if we can get it back up.
Are you gonna have to tell people what happened to them for them to share it? Because just to say, can you give to
okay, you're right.
friends, Floyd
and
Ramon,
some great people, and had a lavish career, and they were doing well, and then tragedy struck, and they're homeless. They had 7 dogs, they sold everything. They had to get rid of the dogs. And, I had to really push them to do this GoFundMe because their pride. But, my daddy always say pride is a lonely man. So would you rather be on the street, or would you rather just have, a little pride issue? So they have gotten really humbled, and they're asking for help. And people have been giving $20, some people gave $1,000, some people gave $5, but every little bit helps for Floyd and Ramon. And Chris will put it up. If you can share it with your friends or donate some money for the people that didn't, it would be really helpful. It's a sad situation. Thank you. I don't know what else to say. Craig, I'm going to send you the link too. You give $5. You hear me?
I'll get more than that. You look, my celebrity net worth. My celebrity net worth says I'm worth a lot of money, but it says 10 million, but I crossed out million and put $10 after the pandemic and my ex-wife. As I'm worth $10.
You don't want your ex-wife to find out nothing about no millions.
I know, right? Yeah.
They put that in the court documents. They put that in the court document.
And Sherri, you did well on Wendy. I know y'all probably already talked about, not on Wendy, on what's her name? The View. You did good. Did you see her, Archie? She did good on The View, didn't she? She was very professional.
But I wanted to thank you. I appreciate that. Before we go, to let people know, I'll be hosting Wendy Williams November 1st through November 5th. Right now, Leah Remini is on and Whitney Cummings is on next week. And I'll be on the week after from the 1st through the 5th. If you live in New York or the tri-state area and you want to come to the Wendy Show to see me live, host Wendy, go to wendyshow.com. Chris, can you put that up? Can you edit that in later?
Would love to.
Yes. So put in wendyshow.com to get tickets. They're free. You have to be vaccinated to be in the audience. You can't do anything without being vaccinated. But to get tickets to see me live hosting Wendy Williams from the 1st through the 5th, go ahead and get the tickets, and I would love to see you there. And you have to tell me you heard it off Two Funny Mamas if anybody comes. So that's it.
I would really be helping. Sherri keeps talking. I said I was going to help you. I really did.
And we're going to have special celebrity guests who I don't want to name because she's got ADHD. So if she pisses me off, she's not coming on the show. So please pray that my special celebrity guest does not make me mad.
Doesn't bump me. Make sure she don't bump me from my spot.
Oh boy.
On the show.
I want to come on.
I know.
Okay. First of all y'all who keep thinking this is called the Sherri Show with this, I want to come on.
It's not your Sherri. It is Wendy Williams Show.
It's called the Wendy Williams Show. So I can't get everybody on that I want. I had to beg to get the ADHD girl on.
I know who that is.
And she better not mess up my opportunity when we get on the show. That's what I'm scared of, Craig. That is what I'm scared of.
I'm gonna pass out just to upstage you.
And I told
you know
her,
what
Craig,
you should.
What I said, if you pass out, because she said I gotta lose weight, I gotta lose 11 pounds in 2 weeks. So I said, if you pass out from hunger while I'm hosting the show, I will kill you. I swear for God, I'm gonna kill you if you pass out.
Kym, when you walk out on that stage, she says your name. I want you to walk out and just open up by stealing Sherri's dildo joke. I want you to go right for it.
Immediately.
Craig knows.
You tell that joke way better than Sherri anyway. You go out there with your natural skills.
You see the walk.
That you don't give a shit about structure. You don't care about structure. You just get out and say, I had a dildo backstage. And whatever you do, it'll be great. And then Sherri will be sitting there steaming on national television.
Are you trying to get Kym blackballed from every talk show? Don't take out your issues. Because they let you off the Magic Johnson show. Did you know Craig Shoemaker was Magic Johnson's sidekick on his talk show?
Please, you lying. Is
But
that
he got
why
fired.
he didn't make it?
They let him go. He told a Rodney King joke, girl.
No, don't say that. If somebody's tuning in, they'll think I did. It wasn't me who told the joke.
I did.
Jeez,
I messed it up. I forgot we were doing a podcast, Kym.
Okay, sorry.
I take it all back. He is going to have to tell you the story because it's so daggone funny. That's what gave me a headache. It's so daggone funny.
I gotta watch the podcast. I mean, I'm watching. Well,
no, you gotta have. We gotta take him to dinner. We gotta get dinner. I gotta go because my girlfriend got a promotion at Disney, and I told her I was gonna take her out to celebrate.
Oh,
you know, so she's been really. Oh, God. She's been trying to get this promotion for the longest at Disney. She finally got it. So I have
Is it a girlfriend I know? You have
Keisha.
regular friends for jobs?
It's Keisha.
Oh my God!
Right.
I'm happy about that too. I'll put 10 on it. $10.
So yeah, I got to take her to. I have to take her to celebrate. So I have to end the podcast because Kym has to go back and actually help her family do something.
That's what I got you.
You hear she's not doing anything, so she's got to help. Craig Shoemaker is in New York, and it's around 11 o'clock.
Oh, he's in New York. Jeez. Oh,
so he's got to go to work tomorrow.
Oh, what do you do? Okay, I'll find out. So,
later. Craig, what are you doing? Let's promote.
He's telling people their future.
No, this is a private gig. I'm not promoting it, but you can go to. I want to have you both next Wednesday. You guys come on my podcast. How's that? Can you make it? And Caroline Ray is going to be my co-host.
Oh.
I'll tell you right
next Wednesday.
That ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
I'm telling you right now.
That ain't happening. I don't know if it's happening for Kym.
We're
when
gonna
she gets that glazed look on her eyes, that means she's doing a movie with Adam Sandler. So that's all. That literally is an Adam Sandler glazed look. Right. They put me on hold.
People can follow Craig on Instagram, and then I guarantee it, Craig, I will do everything I can. We'll get them on your podcast sooner than later.
What is Craig's Instagram? Okay. Are you gonna put it up?
It's been flashing the whole show. We'll flash it again, and it's at official
and then,
Craig Shoemaker.
And CraigShoemaker.com. Sign up and see when I'm performing. I've got I got Brea coming up this Saturday. Oh, Brea this Saturday at the Improv. And then I'm at the Irvine Improv in December, the West Nyack Levity Live in December, and a whole bunch of gigs here and there. Just go to my website and I do 90 minutes minimum on stage. I'm storytelling and we have fun.
Oh wow, you're David Chappelle.
Wow. Oh my God, Levity Live in Nyack is a great club.
Yes, it is. Yeah, they all are. These are great places.
Kym and I are at Brea in November.
Oh, Kym.
Together.
Kym, I just had added Cleveland, New Year's week at Hilarities.
I think I'll be here for some reason.
I love it. I want you to work with me. I'll open for you because I'm not going to follow that dildo shit.
My girlfriend is here and she goes, "Is your mic broken?" And I go, "No." She goes, "Why are you talking so loud?" I don't know. I don't know why I talk loud. I just do.
You do, but it's fine.
I'm really
okay.
loud.
I'm gonna sign off too, because I'm starting to itch.
Well, we'll say bye to Kym. Craig and Sherri can stick around. We're gonna do a post-show quick photo shoot. Byjack.com.
Wait, can you do this thing with Macy Gray? This announcement, Kym.
Sure. Okay.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out Tighten Up Tuesdays with B Flat and Sherri this Tuesday, and then back again every Thursday. Byjack.com/2funnymamas for merch. Thanks, everybody.
Too funny, mamas. Two funny mamas. Two funny mamas.